Hey there, you've caught us at Piccadilly Records in Manchester. I'm Jack Wood for Scruff of the Neck TV, and we're about to find out more about Sprints based on their vinyl picks. Let's dive in. I'm joined first with Carla, lead singer, and rhythm guitarist?
Yeah, rhythm guitarist,
Yeah.
second guitar.
Second guitar, whichever you want.
Yeah, just noise.
And we're even discussing, like, you've not got any physical releases out yet.
Yeah, we have like EPs. We did like really short runs of vinyl, but no album yet. But that'll be probably like the first big thing.
Big thing, so you never know, you'll be seeing their records in the shops very soon. But first, what music's inspired your songwriting?
Yeah, so I cheated a little bit here and I went with three.
That is really cheating.
Yeah,
I like
know.
it.
I couldn't decide, but the first one's PJ Harvey, Is This Desire.
Let's hold that up.
So
why that one?
PJ Harvey, probably my biggest inspiration, really iconic songwriter, female musician, like just all around kind of legend. But Is This Desire,
And prolific as well, like so many albums.
Yeah, and now has like a poetry book out and everything. But I think it's just the production on this. She worked with Flood on this one, so it's definitely kind of a more dark, gothic inspired, definitely like production heavy. I just think the bass and the drums on it are really slick.
So that is PJ Harvey, Is This Desire.
Yeah, really great sounds. And then the other two, kind of probably the more obvious choices for us, for anyone who's listened to us, Amel and the Sniffers. Amazing Australian punk band. We love them.
They've come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
And it's an energy. It's not even a genre.
Amy Taylor is she's an iconic frontwoman. And Idols, I think they were one of my biggest early inspirations in terms of Sprints. We've only been going for about 3 years. But Brutalism was their first album, and I think Heal Heal was on my top listens of last year still.
Oh, really?
On Spotify. But yeah, so they are the three.
I can really hear those two, but it's interesting that you said PJ Harvey. Is that when the layering comes in?
I think it's the textures on it, and I think the early PJ Harvey stuff is probably the more obvious choices. Rid of Me and Dry, her two first albums, or two early albums. Me and Colin both love her. I think the guitar work's amazing, the lyricism is amazing. But yeah, Is This Desire, I think, is probably the one that's closest to the sound we're going for now. That kind of dark synth, not synth, but like just a little bit more production heavy.
Is that what we can be expecting on possibly the debut?
Hopefully, yeah. I think textures, layers, creating that space, and just giving that kind of like noise and sound, like wall of sound kind of idea.
So now we're going to jump with Colin.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it
I need
right,
to get the
Colin,
Irish intonation correct. And we want to know an album you stick on at a party.
It's funny, because we kind of split up questions and we decided who would do what. And it was like, Colin, what are you listening to lately? And I was like, I'm listening to a lot of African funk.
Does that ever come out in Sprints?
No, not really. Not really. But, we all have different kind of aspects. Like, we all listen to so much different music, so I might as well add in something a little bit out there. A little bit out there as well.
So give me your African funk.
So we've got Nigeria 70.
Nice.
So Strut Records have been releasing these since 2001, and that's the one I listened to most recently, which I just thanked Carla earlier.
Yeah.
And then I walk in, and the first thing I see is this.
So this is literally a temptation buy for you right now.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So they've been doing compilations for like 20 years now.
Yeah, so this one is 1973 to 1987.
Yeah, so this is the first time they've gone into the 80s as well. Like,
wow.
Yeah,
it could be a different sort of party.
It's party music, like.
This is great. This is proper bass and stuff. It's like, do you feel like those rhythms could ever affect how you're bringing your
we do have a pretty good rhythm section, so you never know. Yeah.
This could be it, secretly.
I'm Jack, the drummer from Sprints.
Okay, and your question is, if you could gift someone a vinyl, what vinyl would you gift and who to?
So I've picked this Arthur Russell album, Love Is Overtaking Me, mainly because I don't see that many Arthur Russell records about, and my dear friend Bobby is a massive fan. So I think I'm actually going to get it and bring it home for them now. And
really?
They'll be delighted.
This is a genuine buy.
Yeah.
So if anyone's wondering, we are bringing revenue into the shop, which is great. What does he love about Arthur Russell?
I think they got me into Arthur Russell maybe 2, 3 years. No, it was during like lockdown times. It was definitely
really?
A lot of kind of like quite, I guess for the time, would have been experimental electronic kind of stuff. But then this album is actually much more kind of folky, acoustic kind of buzz.
Well, he's wearing a cowboy hat on the cover, which makes sense.
But yeah, it's a very like varied discography, I suppose. But yeah, so this will be a little bit different as well,
Well, that's a lovely gift.
Yeah.
And great reasoning.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I play bass and do a bit of singing in Sprints.
You certainly do, sir. So the first one, I feel like you've gone for the most creative ones of the questions.
Oh, God.
But we'll go with an easy one. Album you listen to now?
Album I'm listening to now is Brian Jonestown Massacre, Fire Doesn't Grow on Trees.
Oh, wow.
I think it's their latest one. It's hard to keep up with all the records they release, but
course.
huge fan. They have a treasure trove of albums and songs, and I think they're very prolific and consistent. So yeah, big fan.
Do you know sometimes you can sort of decide you'll like an album based on the cover? A cat wearing a city as a hat, for me, says, this is going to be fun.
I don't know, it's like he did it in paint or something.
Yeah, it's kind of so... It's collage, but like fun. And I like it that I feel like I could recreate it.
yeah. It's cool.
And so what's your... If you had to say, to get into this album, what track are you going to listen to? What would you go for?
Jesus. Can I swear?
Yes.
Ineffable Mindfuck was probably the first one I heard. I don't know, like if you're into Brian Jonestown, then you'd probably be into most of their tracks.
Of course.
You know?
So we're jumping into dark territory here.
Yeah.
Overrated, underrated albums. Which one do you want to go for first?
Okay, so we'll go overrated first. So we're in Manchester. So
we are.
I picked Oasis, definitely maybe.
You might not survive the night.
That's okay. You know, I'm not going to lie. The main reason I picked Oasis is because the two lads are City fans.
Yeah.
And me and Carla are big United fans. So any chance to get a dig in while we're here.
Nice.
you know?
I mean, they're doing well in the league, so might as well cut them where
Exactly,
we can.
Yeah. And then for underrated, I have gone for Los Bichos debut album.
They're brilliant.
Yeah, they're amazing. Yeah, so I saw them. I hadn't heard of them, and then I saw them last year. It actually would have been nearly a year ago in Austin at South by Southwest.
Yes.
Saw them performing live just by chance, just kind of happened across them, and I was like blown away by it.
Incredible instrumentation on that album as well.
And, so it's just one of them albums that I got absolutely bed into then, listened to it on repeat for a few months. And I mean, I think it's done pretty well, but it deserves more love. Like,
it does. I mean, it's one of those ones that it's sort of, I feel like because it's hard to pick a genre. It's hard to know where it belongs.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I think great. I mean, I don't agree with the Oasis thing, great choice on the underrated.
That's not what you said privately. Yeah.
I've got to ask, because you're the singer, lyric-wise, is there an artist that particularly inspires you? Because you've not spoken about lyrics. You've spoken more about the textures.
I think PJ, again, I think she really forefronted like owning sexuality and androgyny and broke down a lot of kind of stereotypes with gender. I think, like, honestly, Florence Welch.
Yes.
Florence the Machine, I think she's probably one of the most underrated lyricists of our generation.
Every album's a struggle in a different way.
Yeah.
And she really attacks it in a different light. And I think a lot of your music's about sort of your own struggles, your own, like, your surroundings and how they've affected you.
Yeah, I think she's really, really emotive, and I think she's definitely underappreciated. King, her new song off her new album, I literally got tattooed on my arm. I loved it that much.
Already?
Yeah, there.
Look at that. I am no mother, I am no bride, I am king.
Yeah. So Florence Machine, definitely more pop orientated, but we love a bit of pop.
Perfect. Favourite album, worst song?
So, favourite album, I've gone for LA Woman by The Doors.
Nice. Didn't have many albums.
No,
so.
And this is the first album. I think my cousin might have bought me the CD when I was about 10 or something, which is right around the time I start getting really into music.
Of course.
And yeah,
was that before you started playing?
I started playing when I was 10 as well, so it kind of
wow.
all happened around the same time. And I think he's a good 15 years older than me, but it was one of the first albums he had bought himself when he was younger, you know, so it was a nice kind of...
This is like, it's like passing it on.
Yeah, passing the torch on. But yeah, honestly, this is a really tough one because I adore the whole album, to be honest with you. So it was more of a, like, pick the... worst of a good bunch, I guess.
We always say it's a scale. If you have
exactly.
Your favourite, there's a worst, but it doesn't mean it's bad.
Exactly, it's relative, do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I've gone for, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but Hyacinth House, which it mainly because I didn't remember it as well, just looking at the track listing.
Okay.
So I'm kind of going, you know, that's,
it's a passerby
the rest of them
one.
all stick out to me, so, you know.
Do you know what's going to kill you? You're going to go home and listen to that and be like, it's a banger.
Yeah, 100%. The whole album is, to be honest, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Perfect. Thanks for that explanation.
Thanks so much.
Okay, best album of 2022, that's last year.
Okay. I'm pretty sure this came out in 2022. Big Thief. Dragon New Warm Mountain. I always say that wrong.
It's a beautiful album.
It's like 20 songs long. I think they recorded 5 songs in each, like, different... They went to a cabin, recorded 5 songs, and went somewhere else, recorded 5 songs.
Has that inspired you lot? So, because I know that you're thinking of recording the album in a different place.
No, I don't think that's. I think we just wanted to go somewhere else.
Just wanted a holiday.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I mean, renting a studio in Ireland is probably the same cost as going abroad to do it. You know.
So-
Yeah, we might as well do that. But yeah, Big Thief, beautiful. Adrian Lenker is one of the best songwriters in the world, I think, at the moment. And I'm gonna give a mention
Soak
to
as well.
Soak, which I got into late last year. But yeah, they're
This
brilliant.
is If I Never Know You Like This Again.
Yeah, their guitar playing or sounds have just got better and better, I think, and I love their lyrics, and yeah, just really catchy songs, and yeah.
An album you cry to.
Yeah, so we were joking at breakfast earlier that I could pretty much cry to anything. I'm Cancer, very emotional, so I was like, I could probably cry to every single album, probably have cried to most of them in the shop. And I was going to pick a Florence one, Ceremonials, but I went with Nina Simone. I think she is one of the best voices that has ever existed. I think her story is quite tragic, and she is just the definition of singing emotionally and putting emotion into your songs. And I watched all her documentaries, and I just think her and Billie Holiday, I mean, like the emotion in that music, you could only ever hope to sing like that.
Yeah.
And Summertime is on this. It's a nice little compilation, like live album. I think live music, especially when it's so, that's when you get the real experience.
I love live music on vinyl. I don't know
Yes.
why I enjoy it so much. I feel like the textures, like it feels like your own. No one else can
Yeah.
do that. You've played it so many times.
You
It's slightly different.
You feel like you're there,
Yeah.
a little bit. And yeah, I think I'm not a big. There's something about compilations on vinyl that you don't really buy them. You just buy the albums. My one exception to that rule would be live ones. I think they're must-haves. And Nina Simone, just amazing.
When you're talking about how she gets across emotion in
Yeah.
her voice, I feel like that's something you do quite well, subtly.
Yeah.
Certain words will stab in a sentence when you're singing them. Is that something you've consciously done?
Yeah, I think like inflection has probably a big part in it, and I think the genre of music we're in, and that like Sprachgesang, that like talk singing, and the punk genre overall is obviously super hyper aggressive a lot of the time and emotional. But yeah, I think I definitely try to focus on certain parts of it, and the lyrics can be quite stabbing, but sometimes we try to juxtapose that with lighter or more melodic music. So I think that can kind of deliver the message. But yeah,
Amazing. Thank you so much for your
thank you
time.
so much.